Hello and welcome. My name is Alfred Ogunle. Welcome to our talk on marriage and divorce. There are three types of marriage in Nigeria. That is the Islamic marriage, marriage conducted according to Islamic law. The traditional or customary marriage, that is marriage conducted according to the customs of the people or individuals conducting a marriage. And the statutory marriage, also called Christian marriage. That is marriage conducted in accordance with the law, that is the Marriage Act. Our focus today is on the statutory marriage. It's a marriage between one man and one woman conducted in accordance with the law and evidenced by a registrar's certificate. The major advantage of a statutory marriage is that it guarantees monogamy. It is monogamous in nature, so that if either party to the marriage decides to marry somebody else, during the pendency of this marriage, it will be contrary to the Marriage Act, and then it will amount to a crime, an offense called bigamy. Now, another advantage to a statutory marriage is that it guarantees inheritance. Now, the Marriage Act and other relevant statutes determines or lists out the individuals or the nature of relationship a person must have to a deceased to be able to inherit, and a major degree of inheritance. Now, this is especially important to people who come from areas where wives or daughters or certain individuals are not allowed to inherit the property of a deceased spouse or a deceased parent. We have individuals who want to get married in a church as well as in the marriage registry. And for some of these persons, the marriage they conducted at the marriage registry is the same as the one they conduct at the church. This is because the church is a licensed place of worship. So if your church is a licensed place of worship, it means that it has been authorized by the government to conduct a Christian marriage, to conduct a marriage in accordance with the Act. So there really is no need whatsoever to conduct marriage in a marriage registry and then marriage in a licensed place of worship. Now we'll come to the all-important topic of divorce or the solution of marriage. Now I have to say off the bat that life in Nigeria, or the law, the nature of our jurisprudence, is not the same as the one practiced in America, and it definitely is not the same as the one we see on Nollywood. To get a divorce, you have to go to court, file papers, serve these papers on your spouse, come to court and testify, and hope that your testimony is sufficient enough for the court to grant your application for divorce. You cannot get divorce in Nigeria by signing papers and then sending to your spouse to sign, or both of you agree and sit down together and sign papers. It does not work like that in Nigeria. I have personally seen circumstances where people go to court and they want a divorce. The husband is there, the wife is there, they both tell their stories to the court, and the court sends them back and say, while your marriage is bad, there is nothing in the story that you have told me today that suggests or that allows me to grant you a dissolution of marriage. So for your marriage to be dissolved, you must meet pre-existing, predefined conditions in the law. The circumstances that exist in your marriage must match those described in the law. The sole ground or condition which a court must find to exist in your marriage before holding that your marriage, before granting you a divorce, is that your marriage has broken down irretrievably. Now, there are several factors within this ground that the court will identify before coming to that conclusion. Now, those grounds or those conditions, those facts, is what we're talking about next.